Hey, what is up? It's your main man, Mizzix, coming back at you with another one. And Twitch, they just cannot seem to get it together. So another one happened today. Twitch just keeps taking loss after loss after loss. They just can't seem to make a right decision. They're completely out of touch with the core audience of their website. And this explains it today. So people, like Aldeny and Pokimane, they're always getting away with stuff that no one else would be getting away with, right? Like abusing cats on stream and things like that. I mean, maybe not Pokimane so much. I know there's a little bit of controversy, but I didn't want to get into that. So today, Twitch has banned suggesting that a person's channel is only popular or has not been banned due to sexual favors. So this is absolutely hilarious because we all know it happens all the time, right? We're like, oh, the only reason, Aldeny hasn't been banned is because she's sending nudes to the mods or whatever. And I don't think it's actually true, right? I think Twitch is probably a large company and, there's probably not the same person making the decision on who gets banned on every single situation. They probably got a couple different teams working on it, right? So, and each team looks at each situation differently. So depending on who exactly looks at it and, what kind of mood they're in that day is, the outcome of whether you're getting banned, right? But I mean, it's just absolutely hilarious how soft they're getting. They just keep going like against whatever their audience wants. It's like they got like someone on the ground who's looking around, figuring out what people want, and then they just do the opposite out of whatever that guy is, right? So, in addition to banning, suggesting that someone's only around because they were giving out, sexual favors, or sending nudes or whatever. So they also happened to ban the term or ban the tag blind playthrough. So normally on Twitch, right, unless a game's like brand new, you can assume that the streamer has played it before, right? So if I pop on to GTA San Andreas, right, you should assume that the game's been out for so long that I know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm speedrunning the game, maybe I'm doing some wacky challenge or something. You never know. But that's what the tag blind playthrough is for, is that you don't know what you're doing because you've never played it. Essentially, it's your first time playing through, or maybe it's not your first time playing through the game, but maybe this time, like if you're playing Fallout New Vegas, maybe you've played through the Yes Man storyline, but now you're going to play like Caesar's Legion. It's a blind playthrough again because you don't know exactly what's gonna happen. But they banned the term blind playthrough on their website because it offends blind people, supposedly, right? Supposedly it offends blind people, but how many blind people are playing video games, let alone going on Twitch to watch someone else play video games? It's just absolutely mind-boggling the level of sensitivity going on over at Twitch. So I continue to be amazed. I don't know what they're going to ban next. It's absolutely hilarious at this point. YouTube is really taking over. I'm glad Facebook and Microsoft are working together to really step it up and compete with Twitch, because Twitch is, I don't want to say it needs to come down, right? Because I've been on Twitch for, maybe not a decade, but coming up on it, right? I've been watching Twitch for a really long time. I don't want the site to die, but they just keep making a horrible decision after horrible decision, and at some point, it's just gotta, stop. At some point, there's nothing else you can do for them, and they just gotta live with their own mistakes now. So I'm glad I don't work over at Twitch, because they're probably either gonna be getting subsidized by Amazon or dissolving within the next few years, because they're not getting any new customers, essentially, right? So like Microsoft, when they had their streaming platform, they could put it on the front page of the Xbox, right? And that's so many more audience members that they could potentially reach, as opposed to like Twitch, who I guess they have Amazon, but Amazon has its own video service, so it's not like you're just going to be putting Twitch on the front of Amazon, which I know they did, but that's not people who are interested in watching video game live streams, right? So it's a really good thing that there's competition now, because YouTube's doing really good. I know Fwiz, he's in charge of that. He's been doing a solid job on that, and YouTube hasn't even really tried to compete with them, and they are like within striking distance of beating out Twitch. And honestly, the YouTube streams are probably better than most of the Twitch streams. I mean, I guess the communities are a little different, and maybe the chat functions are different, and it's kind of user preference at that point. But that's not really like a big problem to solve for YouTube. You know, kind of rearranging the UI or adding a small feature is not a big deal when it's compared to like Twitch's problem, which is their, customer aggregation. That's a big problem. How do you get more customers to their site? They've kind of maxed it out. So I'm just glad that there's other places now, because if this was happening like 5 years ago, it just wouldn't be a website at that point. No one would have gotten into live streaming. No one would really be watching it, because back then the community was a lot more toxic, a lot more entertaining too. Because that's part of the fun, is that you be toxic to other people. You make fun of them, and it's not serious. Like, I don't know anyone who's actually serious about it. Like, I've been playing a lot of Halo Customs lobbies recently, and everyone's like the most toxic that it's ever been. And if you're playing in those Halo lobbies on Discord, yo, shout out to all my people out there. But that's a lot of fun. It's just being toxic to each other, and unless you're like 9 years old, obviously you don't take it seriously. So that's all I got to say on this whole situation. It just keeps getting more ridiculous. Twitch just keeps taking L after L. At some point, they're gonna have to undo these if they want to, regain their good faith with their original audience, or just lose their original audience and go on to like general live streaming elsewhere. Pick up, because I saw they're like trying to get NFL on there, right? Who's trying to watch NFL on Twitch? Like, you see your man catch like a 50-yard pass, and then someone Dan Games like in the chat when he drops it or something. So I'm glad that there's other places for gamers to go now, is essentially what I wanted to say. And Twitch is either just gonna have to lose the whole gaming thing, because they're not. I guess I got Tim the Tatman on like an exclusive deal, but they don't have like a bunch of people who are just locked onto the chains of Twitch, right? I mean, like, Tyler One can just switch to YouTube at any time. He doesn't need Twitch. He can live stream wherever, essentially. So if you like this video, be sure to check out my other videos. Hit the subscribe button. Obviously, follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Obviously. So that's all I got for you today. Peace.
What can be labeled, packaged, mass-produced is neither truth nor